Happy video day, guys. Christina, Brooke here, and guess what? I cannot believe how fast February went by. Today, we're gonna be doing a ranking of all of the products that I purchased in February, and I'm still trying to get over the fact that February has ended. I feel like that was really short. Well, it is the shortest month, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's the shortest month, but still, it feels like it went by so fast. Somebody has to rank last. No matter if they're all great, somebody has to rank last. Something has to be the least favorite purchase of the month. So that's what we're gonna do. We've got a lot of stuff here. We've got some Mcgrath, we have the Club Nebula, we've got some Marc Jacobs, Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, we've got a lot of purchases for February. So I'm gonna go ahead and rank them all for you guys, give you guys some of my thoughts, not full thoughts because that will be part of my final review on these products, but I will be giving you guys some thoughts on them. So if you guys are interested, don't forget to go ahead and hit subscribe, join the family. I do these monthly rankings every single month when I go over everything that I purchased for the entire month and tell you guys which ones were my favorite and least favorite purchases of the month. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so I have to say this month is a little difficult. Some of the eyeshadow palettes that I got this month, it's hard for me to rank them just because there's like, okay, here's the thing, okay? Some of them are very colorful. I'm not somebody who wears a lot of color, so technically the palette's not gonna be something I'm gonna use a lot, but I really love the palette. So that's where I'm kind of like stuck. Like, do I rank it high? Do I rank it low? So obviously it gets me confused because I'm like, where do I rank it? So the first purchase is gonna be my least favorite item that I purchased this month, and this was not hard for me at all. So this is going to be the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. I used this during my overhyped makeup video. I kind of tried a few products that everybody was talking about, and a lot of people told me about this Maybelline Sky High Mascara, and I'm sure that this works for a lot of people, but for me, I just thought it was going to literally change my eyelashes and make them like phenomenal. And I feel like it's just a little too skinny. It gives you length, but it doesn't really give you volume. But it's just not what I look for in mascara. I am not going to replace my L'Oreal Lash Paradise for this Sky High Mascara. So that's why I am ranking it as my least favorite purchase for the month of February. Now is when it starts to get hard, okay? So the next thing I'm gonna put here is, I'm gonna put this one. Okay, so this is the Marc Jacobs Cafe Collection, and this was the compact that released. It came in two different versions, right? So this one had this one that was supposed to be for light to fair, and then there's like medium to deep. This kind of confused me with the highlight mostly, and I did say it in my review. This is a very goldy highlight, and on my skin tone, it does work. But I'm not somebody who loves like gold. Like, I wish that this was just a tad lighter. The bronzer used to be one of my favorite bronzers. Like, I loved the Marc Jacobs Tantastic, but I jumped into the Charlotte Tilbury one for a while, right? So I started really loving the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. And the Charlotte Tilbury one is a lot deeper. Like, it gives me a nice tan. So I've gotten so used to having this amazing tan that when I use this, I'm almost like, this is too light. It's too light for me. I want something deeper. I almost feel like I should have bought in this compact in the medium to deep one to see if I liked it more, because this one was just like a tad bit too fair for me. And then the only thing that I'm like obsessed with, in love with, is the blush. I think the blush is beautiful. I love the formula. So I haven't used this as much as I thought I would. I'm gonna do, don't know which one to put here. Some of you guys are gonna be so shocked by this. Okay, I'm gonna put the Mcgrath Eternal Eden here. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been playing with this. I don't have like my full thoughts on this palette yet. Like, I'm playing with it, I'm still using it. I have it on my eyes today. I really wanted to try to play with some more colors. The thing with this, and what I've noticed, is a lot of these colors on the lid, they kind of blend into each other really good. I don't know if anybody else has the Eternal Eden, but when you use like this shade and this shade, which I was trying to do like a plum looking eye, which I think I accomplished it, kind of like mauvish looking, but I think this one needed to be a little bit deeper because when you put these two together, they blend into each other a little bit. So I have like little issues. I'm still playing with it and I'm collecting my thoughts. And when I give you guys my final rundown on this palette, I will give you guys my full thoughts. But I'm still debating on how much I love this palette, and especially for the price point. Do I feel like this was really worth what I paid for? Because I cannot right now just say like, yes, so worth the price tag, you know? So still playing with it, and I will give you guys a follow-up pretty soon. I have one more color that I just really need to play with. So the next thing is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I was so happy to find this. I think this is such an amazing product, and this was just something that I had never tried before. I used it in my overhyped makeup products video, and it was that good. I think at this point on, everything's just pretty damn good, you know, and it's hard for me to figure out where to put them all, but I just feel like for being an older release, something that I probably could have tried a million times over and never did, I was very shocked with how much I like this. Now, this product for me, this is just my personal opinion, is too glowy to wear on its own. Like on me, if I just put this on, I kind of look like the Tin Man. In South Florida, where it's really humid already, and when you go outside, you get a very dewy look to your skin no matter what you wear. This additional dewiness is not something I want all over the skin. However, I love the way it makes my skin look. So what I've been using it for is putting it in certain areas. I'll put it on my forehead, and I'll put it like right around this area. And I just think it adds some life back to the skin. And if you have like dry skin, I feel like you're probably gonna love this. I still can't say 100% if this would break me out if I wear it for a longer period of time. And that's what I've been testing lately. But yeah, this is a pretty cool product, so that's why I'm putting it there. And I'm happy that I bought the small version. So I know that sometimes people are not into buying minis, and I totally get it, because sometimes like it's not worth it, like it really isn't. They kind of rip you off with the minis. But for a product like this one, that it's like a all over face glow type of deal, I feel like trying in a smaller size is a smart way to go, because the big version of this is just so much product, and if I didn't like it, it would have been like a disaster, you know, to have so much and just have it sit there. So I'm happy I bought the mini, and especially since I'm still playing with it, and I need to see how much I would actually use it. That's another thing, you know. The Marc Jacob extra shot in this spot, okay? So the weird thing is that it depends on the foundation that I use whether I like this or not. So it's not like it's a foolproof concealer. It's not like it's the best concealer on the market. However, with certain foundations, I have found that I really like the way this looks. And then with certain foundations, I don't like this. But because I have been wearing a particular foundation, which is the one I have on today, which is the LYS Beauty Serum Foundation, which is like insanely good. If you guys haven't seen my first impression on it, check that video out, because this is... And I like the way it works with that serum foundation. I feel like it looks beautiful together. And then I also really like this one with the Huda Beauty one. And I do not like this one with the Rare Beauty. I think that they just don't work together. But for foundations that have a little bit more coverage, I like the way it works with it. And especially ones that I like to powder. So I'm liking it now. I feel like when I first tried it, I wasn't in love. But as I've been using it, I'm starting to like it. It's just... I don't know if it'll ever go into a favorites video unless I'm always wearing the same foundation. So that's why it's sitting right here. I'm gonna put this one here. So this palette is very pretty, and I really like the tones in it. The other day, I created a really cool tone gray look, and I did it for the Makeup on the Red Carpet series that I was talking about, the Golden Globes, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, I love your look. And I used this palette, which is weird because a lot of people would think that this palette didn't look like it would go to that like gray cool tone look, but I feel like I was able to create different kinds of looks with this palette. Now, the only thing is I don't think like every shade in here is fantastic. I'm still using it, and I haven't used every shade. I've used most shades. Not everything is fantastic in here. So that is the reason that I'm not ranking it #1. So I also would say like this one right here, it doesn't really show up on my skin tone, so that kind of frustrates me when I use it. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. I don't think that everybody is going to love the color selection because you do have to get a little creative, but I do really like it for myself. And the #1 product, this one I actually didn't buy myself. I actually got this in PR, but it was so good. And I've talked about this so many different times. You can only get this one more time. So I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about. The Angelica Nvysit and Kaleidos collab. I've talked about this a lot, and I am not a colorful girl. I don't really love color. And I think that this was a success, okay? And the reason I'm putting this in my #1 out of everything that I got in February is because I'm just so impressed by the formula of this palette. There's a lot of really high-end brands that release very colorful palettes, and this formula is so impressive in my opinion. I just think that this formula competes so well with the higher brand palettes. Now, the reason I was having a harder time putting this in #1, and that's why I was kind of like saying it in the beginning of the video, is because this color story is not something I love to wear very often. But as a makeup lover, as somebody who really loves trying new makeup, as somebody who enjoys to review makeup, I can't get over how amazing this palette is. It's just like, it's like too good to not be like, this is like the favorite thing that I tried this month. And on Instagram, I would post some images, and every time I posted an image using this palette, it was like, oh my goodness, I love that look. And I was like, wow, I feel like it really is just an impressive palette. There's one more restock of it in April. If the color story is your color story, yes, I highly, highly, highly recommend it for you. Or if you're somebody who just wants to have color just aside so that you can use it, I think it's so pretty. And I feel like a lot of brands in the beginning of 2021 have released colorful palettes. If it wasn't this good just because of the colors, I probably wouldn't have put it so high. But because the formula is just so amazing, I have to put it there. So I feel like there was a pretty good amount of products here considering that it was a shorter month. But I want to know from you guys, what was your favorite product that you purchased this month? And have you guys been using it a lot? Why is it that you love it the most? Leave me those comments down below. But don't worry guys, of course, there is going to be final thoughts on every single one of these items that we went over today. Some of them you may have already seen a final thought on, and some of them you have not. And that just means I'm still using them, but it's coming. So anyways, I already feel like there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming in. I already see a lot of really cool items that I just cannot wait to test out for you guys. So leave me your comments below on stuff that you're interested in or stuff that you have seen that you want me to try it on the channel. Leave me those comments too, and thanks so much for watching. I'll talk with you guys later. Bye.